So this is Baruch Fleischman, your host for the Tikkun Elevated Kollel. Today, as we sit on the ball of the earth, traveling through space at 40 times faster than a speeding bullet, we are coming to the beginning of Parshas Vayishlach in the Zohar. I think this is the 9th in our series of the Zohar of Kislev. At this time, the sun is traveling through the constellation of Sagittarius, and the moon in the constellation of Taurus, the ox. Let's take a look at the Zohar today. The Zohar is on page Tov Tzadi Vav in the Matok M'dvash. It's Parshas Vayishlach Daf Kuf Samachei Amud Beis in the Zohar. So we'll start reading the Matok and the Zohar together. And the Zohar goes like this. One little preface. In the previous three parashas, so we started talking about Abraham, and then we came to Yitzchak, and then we came to Yaakov. So Abraham, we had an insight into Chesed. Yitzchak is a really strong, tough man who's had an insight into Gevurah. Yaakov has to balance the two. He is the one that originates things from the bottom up, so to speak, because he sees what the left is like and what the right is like, and he has to bring them all together. And now we're going into another section. So let's see what this one is going to see in Parshas Vayishlach after he's left Lavan and he's coming to meet his brother. So the Zohar says down below, we'll read them both together as much as possible. Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim. So Yaakov sent out Malachim. Kedei lefarish pasuk zeh, in order to explain this pasuk, maybe inyan hadaim b'mamash Pirush Rabbi Yehuda. So now we're going to bring an inyan that really going to try to help us out to understand, and that Rabbi Yehuda is going to say, v'zeh shekasav Rabbi Yehuda pasuk. Rabbi Yehuda, I imagine these people sitting in a circle or a semicircle around Rabbi Shimon, and one of them begins to speak. So he says, pasuk, he opened the discussion. So that the malachim should be commanded for you, to guard you, but called the rakach on all of your paths. So he says, Hai Kra, this pasuk, Okumuhu Havir. This has been discussed by the yeshiva. Pasuk Zecha Gavar B'Pir Al Chaverim. The Chab B'Shat the Bar Nash Asila Alma. Ki B'Shah Sha'adam Bala Olam. Miad is Damen Bahade Yetzahara De'ihu Maktregle. Levar Nash Tadir. So when a person comes into the world, immediately a person acquires a Yetzahara. This Yetzahara is always working on criticizing this person. Miyad Mizdamein Imo HaYetzahara. Shehi Mektarek or Miskoted, he starts accusing him and fighting with him and picking over him. Ima'adam wrote to the Hachtiyatamid, if the person wants to always, he's trying to beat him up. I'm not sure exactly how it works, that is the function by which it gets a person to say, oh, I got to get relief from this, and he goes off. That's something terrible. Come out the Abacha, the Pesach, that's Rovates, like we said, by the door of sin, that's where he hovers. But as soon as a person comes out of the womb of his mother, the Yetzirah takes control of that person. The Shol, and he asks, "My chotas rovates. What does it mean that this sin is hovering around there?" Be rika chotas chovke. So he says, "Who is it that's called chotas? Umeshik da Yetzirah. So this chotas that's hovering around him, that's really attached to him. It says Yetzahara hanikba chotas. So Yetzahara is called chotas. Im shem sherotzo lahachtia tamid al shem, because he wants to constantly bring you into chet. The David Chochi nami kir yechotas. David Melech used the word for the Yetzahara chotas. Skip the ksiv v'chatasi, because he says, and I sinned below Amar B'Lashon Rabim. He didn't say v'chatosa. He said my sins. He said I've sinned. Kamosha Amar ki peshai, like he said, my pesha, my peshayim. Mashver she'al haYetzahara ka'amar. So it's mashver that he's speaking about one particular force, which is the Yetzahara. Pirush Chatasi, and so he explains, and I sinned, Hamachtia Osi, the Chatasi, he makes me sin. Negdi Samed, he's always there. Pirush Hu Negdi Tamed, Lahilochin Bipel Hachtio, Lachtiani. So he's always there to criticize me, to fight with me, and to try to get me to do something wrong. Begin to Ihu Avid Le Barnash, because he causes man the Marnash Kol Yom Levachta Kamemare, he tries to cause. The Fishahu Hamevi as Adam, this is the force that brings up a person, Kol Yom Lachto Lefnekonim, to sit, to come before his master and sin. V'yetzahara dolo is adach b'barnash b'yom the isyalid barnash la'almen. He says the Matok said v'yetzahara enu sara, never leads a person in the ada b'yom shanolat, for the day that he's born, ad olam forever. Yachafila be'ezik nasa, even when a person is old, b'sof yamav, at his end of his life. Afila be'perik amisa, and he's in the chapter of dying. Menasa lahavku as a adam, so the person is still tested. Lahavi, you have to remove the person midas kona, from the mind of, and das means actually the thought, the flow, the shafa, from his master. V'yetza atov asa the barnash v'yom the asa the his the call. He said v'yetza tov, but there's also yetza tov. This tells a person b'yom sheba lihitacha b'tshuva, from the time that person comes back to purify himself in tshuva. Famous asi barnash is the goal. When does a person come into that frame of reference? Masa ba'ala lihitacha kad ihu bad place or shenin. When a person starts to try to purify himself and get himself straightened out, that starts for the time that he's 13. Yud gibel shanim. When he becomes 13, she'az nikdas ha'adam l'chi of mitzvahs, that's when a person has to do mitzvahs. V'az zeicha adam l'shamach ha'makarvis ha'adam l'teshuvah, so then he's zeicha to a higher level, which is the level of neshama. In other places we see that this is the zat, or the lower elements of ima entered into the person, and as a result of that, he has that ability to be able to find the Yetzer Tov. And it awakens with him a spirit of trying to pure himself. Then is Daveg Bar Nash Betarvaichu. So at that point, the person has yichud. The two things have yichud. Chad b'yemina v'chad b'smala. Let me see what he says. He says, "Az mischaber adam im shneim." So then the man, at that point, has joined together two different elements. That's the Yetzer Tov and the Yetzer Hara. Echad b'yemina v'echad b'smala. One is going to be on his right, the other one on his left. The first Yetzer Tov the Yemina. So he says Yetzer Tov is on the right side. V'Yetzer Ra the Smola. The Yetzer Ra is on the left. Hind the Tov b'yemina v'Yetzer Hara the Smola. I saw in another Zohar just earlier that it's not that the left side is raw. It is that at the place the left side represents dinim, and dinim is the place where it attaches the raw side to that. And as a result of that, is that those criticism that the mistakes that you're making have the ability to be able to draw the other side. So he says that these are actually two appointed angels, who are really appointed to guard the person. We call davar hamazik, for anything that could hurt him. The barnash, and they are always fine by this person. By a person always has these two with him. Let's go in the Zohar. Asi barnash is the call. A person now wants to purify himself. Halku Yetzer Hara is kapya kameh. So the person does that, then his Yetzer Hara becomes humbled before it, comes in second position. In Baha Ada the Hitacha b'Teshuva, also Yetzer Hara Nichna becomes humble before him, Lifnei Yetzer Tov. V'Shalad Yemina al Smaller, and then you have a shlita, the control of the right side over the left. V'Shalad Yetzer Tov Shiyamim al Yetzer Hara Shabbat. So if the Vaychum is Davgim Lenaturalize, so both of them combined, and this is Lashon Yichud, which means Lashon intercourse in some way, Lenaturalize, to guard him, the Barnash Bekal Orchoi Duhu Avid, so on all the paths that a person is working. They agree, Achas with one agreement, The Shamar Hasa'ada called Drachav Shuhu Holech, and every place of the person where his life takes him. Hadahu Dechsev, that this is what is written. Ki Malachavi Tzavelach, your what we say on Shabbos night. So the Malachim are commanded for you, the Shmarcha B'chador Ke'echad, to guard you in all your ways. Malachim Mashva Beis Malachim, since it's a Malachim is plural, so it means that there's two of them. They also, though, are the Yetzer Tov and the Yetzer Hara. Because what happens is, what he means to say is that when the Tov is in control, and it's strengthened itself and subdues the Yetzer Hara, then the bad part, then the other side will answer Amen to that. Rebbe Lozer Mokim Leila Hai Kra B'Yakov. So now Rebbe Lozer says that the pasuk we're just talking about is really referring to Yaakov. Rebbe Lozer before pasuk Zech B'Yakov Avinu, the Kudsher Berichu Azmin Bahade Malachim Meshirian Mamanan. That's not a great pronunciation. Mimanan. Okay. Shakodesh Baruch Hu, his min imo machanos malachim. He prepares for this person camps of angels. Hamamunan the Shamra who were appointed to guard him. Begin the ha ihu asi shlin b'shivti niloim kulhu shleimet the koyos. See the why? He said that fisha b'chadushu ba shalom shalem im ashvata, because he has come now complete. He's complete with all of the different tribes. And the alim, which are so they were so elevated, the chashuvim that are so important, shohoyakulim chasidim shleimin karua, because all of them were complete chasidim, the way that's supposed to be. Kama dechsev Yaakov chalot the darko, because it writes like this: Yaakov then traveled on his way, v'yifko bo malachi Elohim, and he met malachim Elohim. The Itmar Kabar and the Emel the El Shabal the Shamra, that they already said. We saw that previously that they came to guard him. The Lavan, so now he's been saved from Lavan. Pirush Matok, and he's separated out. What happens then is he goes into a yichud with the Shechina. This so now she is omnipresent with him. He is in a oneness with her. Also Meshirian Kedishin L'Sachrale, V'bo Im HaShchina, Machnos V'lochem, along with the Shechina, not just her, but she doesn't come by herself. She comes with encampments of angels, Kedoshim, that are holy, the Saveh V'osod, the L'Shoma, to surround him in the garden. And then Yaakov Kasharam, and then Yaakov says when he sees him, Machana Elokim, this is the Machana Elokim. I guess Elokim means the Shechina here. Pirush Machana Shechina, yes. Hanikvus Elokim, who here is called Elokim. Because when you deal with din, because with these are going to perform din to his enemies, I guess. So therefore we use the name Elokim. Now Me'inim Elokim Shadar Leili Esav, and from these malachim themselves, that is what was sent to Esav. Me'elav malachim shalachas Esav hadachu dechsev, and that's why how do we know that? We know from a pasuk. V'yishlach Yaakov malachim. Yaakov sent off malachim. Pirush malachim mamash chavavadai. There certainly were malachim. Hoyim mamash malachim marom b'vadai. V'lo shlichim b'nei adam alikroyim gam came upon me b'shem malachim. And it doesn't mean that they sent men, really men, who are sometimes called angels, but so the Lomar. So even though that it's hard to say this, Sheyishlach Malachim, that he was able to send Malachim, the Hishtamish Bechem L'tzarcho, to work with them according to what he wanted to do, V'lo Shalach Me'avod Bavada, that he didn't send them from his slave class, or from his servants, rather. Because under the Farish came, but we have to explain that we actually are talking about real malachim. Since it says that he met up with these angels of Elokim, the Samech Le, and then immediately after that he says, V'yishlach Yaakov Malachim, Yaakov sent out Malachim, Vadai Mehem Hoyu, so that certainly that he can, these angels really came for that camp of angels that he was talking about. And that's the Torah for today.